that plant-based eating is growing in popularity, like I mentioned earlier, restaurants, fast food chains, catering to this marketplace, right? Where do you see, I'm not going to hold you to it, but where is it going in the future? It's definitely not a trend, right?
It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's here. I mean, it's not a trend. I mean, 10 years ago it was a trend, or even 8 years ago it was a trend. But I mean, if you look at, I think it grows far beyond even a mega trend. It's just this micro trends, mega trends, all that, right? All those, it's just words, right? But it's at the end of the day, when you have some of the largest animal agriculture companies that you've been fighting up against now like I've been into animal rights for a number of years, which I keep very much on the down low, and I'm an activist through my work and through food. But these animal ag companies that have been part of the problem for all these years, and some of these large, massive sort of legacy brands that have been part of the problem all these years are now coming on board to invest and launch their own brands within plant-based, and that's when the tides change, and things have shifted. And behind Good Catch, we have one of our first strategic partners, because when it comes to investment, we've just closed Series B2 round, which is a B extension round, but we had their seed money, and then you get into the series, different series A, B, C, so on and so forth. But we have with our seed round and our A round, we had mostly impact investors. So mostly people that were aligned with the mission and all that. The only strategic that we had early was a company called PHW, which is the largest poultry company in Europe, out of Germany. And so that was interesting. But then we get into our B round, and our B round, we have Maple Leaf Foods, which is the largest pork producer and exporter of pork out of Canada, who also have Greenleaf Foods, who bought Field Roast and Light Life. So we have them on the cap table. We also have General Mills on the cap table with the Series B. So once you see this investment coming from these massive protein companies, and a lot of these are no longer calling themselves pork companies or chicken companies. CEO of Tyson came out, and I was sitting at the table with the CEO of Maple Leaf, and he says, "We are a protein company. We're not a pork company. We're not a deli meat company. We are a protein company." And they need to diversify their protein because the consumer, it's not sustainable, and they know that. And it's they're seeing the demand, and to be able to put those resources there has been amazing. With Good Catch, one of our first partners was Bumblebee out of the gate as our distribution partner.
Tuna, yeah.
So it's here to stay. It's definitely not a trend. And I think for any chefs that are listening, or the chefs that have restaurants, if you're not on the boat with plant protein, then you're going to be scurrying to catch up. It's one of those things that it's far beyond. Don't serve couscous and grilled vegetables. Like, just don't do it. As a side dish maybe, but there's just so much more than that, and plants are far more than a side dish, and more and more people are demanding it, and it's our job as experts in the culinary world to meet the consumer where they're at, not just to do it selfishly of what we want to serve, but what people want.